So in 2014, one of the greatest Marvel movies of all time dropped. That movie, of course, being Captain America: The Winter Soldier. To say that this movie was beloved by fans would be an understatement, because it was instantly submitted as a classic and one of Marvel's best movies. And this led to the writers and directors being the obvious choices for the next films like Civil War, Infinity War, and even Endgame. From the critical acclaim to the audience scores, this movie definitely got as much praise as it deserved. However, that actually created a problem. And that same problem is a problem that they still dealing with to this day, which is, why can't Marvel stop trying to remake Captain America: The Winter Soldier? Now, for some reason, the studio is really in love with making these movies seem like they came out of a conveyor belt, and I think that's half of the problem. The idea is that if you continue to make the same product that you obviously had success with in the past, you should get that same amount of money, right? Wrong. The issue with that is it may work in fast food, but that just does not work with movies because movies are extremely complex, requiring multiple different departments and thousands of people to make every single one. You would think a studio as big as Disney would know that by now, but hey, who the hell am I to guess? Alright, so let's talk about the three different instances
I want to start this shit off straight telling all three of y'all stop playing.
where they did this blatant plagiarism of their own movie in the most obvious ways.
Look, I'm tired of playing with your ass, bitch. I know you got ribs in that basket. You better give them up smooth or I'm gonna break my hoof off in your goose ass.
Starting with Black Widow. So aside from the fact that the Budapest movie that they have been promoting for like ever now is not the obvious choice for them, and they decided to make a Black Widow movie about that one time she went missing that nobody cared about, Black Widow is basically a rehash of the same concept that Winter Soldier had. Whereas a cool spy person has to take down this evil organization and must face a person from their past that they have deep emotional ties to. And honestly, bro, that's not a bad concept. The only problem is the execution. It sucks. This movie starts off in a really interesting way with the Black Widows doing some type of ballerina dance with cool music in the back. But from that point, the movie just gets as boring as it could possibly be, shoehorning a family narrative that doesn't help the story and making it seem like we should care about people that don't really care about each other, but they kind of do because reasons. For some reason, this movie just didn't understand how to capture the magic of any compelling movie, let alone Winter Soldier, and obviously, unfortunately, fell on his face. And don't even get me started with bitch-ass Taskmaster, or if you even want to call her that. For some reason, the movie studio thought that it was a good idea to change the backstory of Taskmaster and shoehorn her into this movie, and they thought that we would like it, even though Taskmaster is an extremely deep-dive, beloved character in the comics that was never written this terribly to begin with. Alright, so in the next project, we got Secret Invasion. This was a story about the Skrulls using their shape-shifting skills to take over the world. It was supposed to be an espionage spy thriller that kept you on the edge of your seat, like Winter Soldier, whereas S.H.I.E.L.D. was taken over by Hydra and had been doing things in the background to kind of change the course of history, which directly tied into Captain America because he was fighting for S.H.I.E.L.D. and realized it was Hydra all along. However, even though they tried to copy that same concept with Nick Fury, it just did not work. From him having a relationship with one of the Skrulls, which was shoehorned in because reasons, to him magically not being able to find an extra planet for them to live on, even though he knows at least two Avengers that could easily do that because reasons, to Maria Hill dying because reasons. This show only seemed to exist to milk money out of the name Secret Invasion and did absolutely nothing to further the narrative nor offer anything of value to this concept. Last but not least, Captain America: Brave New World. I don't know what to say about this movie, man. Being that I'm black, I know a lot of people just expect me to like it, but that's kind of the problem. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of a backhanded remark to say you should like this because you're black, and if you don't like it, you're not black. I don't know. To me, it's something off about that, especially when the movie is shit. Especially when the movie is like a worse version of Winter Soldier. That just felt like they tried to make it by writing a script in 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know. It's just everything about this movie is wrong. From the fact that he can't even have his own arc in his own movie. He doesn't have a love interest. He doesn't have a life. His whole life is being in servitude of a country that doesn't like him, to him dealing with, Hulk sloppy seconds. I just don't know how, as a black man, I'm supposed to take this and say, yeah, that's representation. So, with this one, I gotta give it an F, bro. It for some reason, it seems like the MCU just cannot get this whole Winter Soldier concept out of its mind without understanding what actually made it good. The fucking writers, bro. Steven and McFeely, and the directors. For some reason, the MCU just doesn't understand. Y'all put time into that movie. Y'all put effort into it. They care. You can't just shoehorn in a bunch of nonsense and say these movies are gonna work because they're like that one thing we did, right? Like, imagine your wife used to love you. She used to fucking listen to you. She used to go out of her way to, express her love and care for you. And then she just eventually stopped. She started coming home smelling like another dude's cologne, coming home late nights, not texting back, hair all looking crazy, makeup all over the place. And when you confront her about it, she tries to sing you that one song that y'all used to listen to when y'all first went out on a date.
Genjutsu of that level doesn't work on me.
Nigga, please. Either way, I just feel like the MCU has gotten very lazy. And I think, for some reason, they think it's okay because it's making money. So, hey, man, that's all I got for today. If you got anything you want to add or anything you feel like I missed or messed up on, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one. Peace.